we have some updates. First, I cut my hair. Yay! It's the first time I do I wouldn't call it a big chop, but it's a pretty big chop in terms of, why is everything orange? Goodness, what just happened? I don't know what happened with the lighting there. It's not like a super big chop in terms of like, like it's not a pixie cut, which I have been known to do in the past, but it's the biggest chop I've had since like 2017, 2018, when I decided to go in on growing my hair out. So this is pretty significant for me. And I had been like debating it for a while. I had been thinking about it. Even like immediately I could feel the relief on my neck in terms of like my migraine pain and stuff like that. Like the hair has definitely contributed. It's something that every time I have a bad migraine, I just dream of cutting my hair off and relieving some of the pressure on the back of my neck. So I can already feel like my head feels lighter, which is nice. I love a good bob. I love a good pixie cut, but right now, short hair is just as high maintenance as very long hair. Like, so I'm good with an in-between haircut for now. And it'll probably be like, just as long again by like July. So it was about 4 inches that I cut off. And that's after cutting off a couple of inches back in December, because I did cut off the layers I had in December, and back in October I had cut off like 4 inches. So I've kind of like, I was maintaining it at like shoulder blade length, but I really just wanted to go for something a little bit more dramatic. And I am also like, just not pleasantly surprised, but like pleasantly remembering how little shampoo this takes, because I did not need to use as much shampoo it's doing like some crazy flippy thing, to wash this as I normally do. And that was nice, because like my shampoo is definitely going to go way further for a little bit, and dyeing my hair will also be easier if I want to like darken or lighten it or something. So that is nice. Other thing that happened today, I had dental work, which is what I've got, like, if you could notice, like the corners of my mouth are kind of irritated. It was about 2 hours of sitting there with my mouth open. Apparently I've got some like enamel erosion happening. I need to look into it. Like none of the usual factors are what's happening. So we think it probably is maybe some genetics at play here, or maybe hormones. Like, let's face it, I'm a woman of a certain age, so it could just be hormone changes can affect the microbiome of your mouth, and that might be affecting my teeth, and I need to look into that. I already use Pronamel from Sensodyne, which is like, one of the best for enamel health, but I'm going to look into some of the other options. I've tried the nanohydroxyapatite toothpaste in the past. My teeth are always problematic and always have been. I had troublesome teeth when I was a kid, and now I had a good run for about, like 20 odd years where my teeth were not causing any issues. But, in the last few years, between the TMJ and the grinding, and now whatever is happening with my enamel erosion, I need to look into it. I don't want to lose my teeth. These little pearly whites are important. Yeah, so I have good dental hygiene, but sometimes your body works against you, and that seems to be a little bit of what's happening here. So I'm going to do some research into, like dental microbiomes and what I can do to help that out. I also had to go to the urgent care. It was a busy day. Today's February 12th, just for the record. Super busy day. I ended up having to go to not the eye doctor. I had to go to urgent care for my eye, because if you notice, this eye's a little wonky. It's actually not too noticeable, but I definitely notice it. I have over the years suffered from, it's a condition called blepharitis, which is generic term for your eye flares in weird ways. It's kind of like a broad umbrella term for, it could be a little bit of an infection, or it could just be an allergic reaction, or it could be both, or it could be that your eye just decided to do something crazy. I've been having a lot of skin flares. I think it is stress related. The last time that this happened, I had a little bit of like a chronic period where it kept happening on and off, and the doctor suggested like it could be stress kind of like in the same way that my eczema flares. And let me just tell you, my eczema has been flaring significantly in the last few months for obvious reasons, I should hope. And yeah, so it's just another one. I started feeling an itch. I thought it was a reaction to an eyeshadow that I had used that I had not used in a while. And then the next day I was like, oh no, why? Like, you can see it, like these are my eyes at like regular size, but this one's just a little bit more closed along the edge. And I can feel it, like it feels puffy. So I got a little drop thing. So I took a little trip to the urgent care, got that seen too, because it is Valentine's Day soon, and I figured, well, I'm already going to have a wonky eye in any Valentine's pictures we take. I don't want it to get worse because I didn't address it soon enough. So I also popped into Target because that's the closest place that had a pharmacy to me that would do it quickly. So I popped into Target, got some of this stuff to take care of it, because they also recommend like cleaning it. And I've used this before. It's helped. It's just like it has a particular like cleaner on it. So I'll wipe my eye with this a couple times a day. I'll put on the ointment and do like warm compresses and hope that it clears up quickly. It is a pain. It feels not quite like a sty. If you've ever had a sty, it looks a little bit like a sty, like the inflammation, but it doesn't feel the same way. It feels like your eyelid is just like congested. It's weird. It could be a combination of things. Could be also the makeup, but I think it might have been triggered by the stress of late more so than the makeup. I've also got like, I guess, a little eczema flares everywhere. So since I was already out and about, I was driving through, I ended up close to the salon, and I was like, well, if they'll see me, I'll go in. And so I did. Nothing too dramatic. I just went to Supercuts because this is not like a special haircut. It's just a trim and style. But the ladies I've been seeing for a while, like I've seen them over the years on and off. They're local, so I just went to her. I've known her work. She's always done a good job on my hair, so that was nice. But yeah, if I ended up doing like a nice like big fancy cut or like something very particularly difficult, then I usually try to go to like the fancier salons, but I was not willing to shell out hundreds of dollars for what is essentially just a few inches off and a couple of layers. Any Miami salon can do some layers, so that's what we did. But yeah, that is what tonight has been like. I am going to rest. Doing the dental work for nearly 2 hours with my mouth open definitely triggered my migraine this afternoon, and I was not feeling well when I ended up waiting for the prescription and all that. So I decided that tonight will just be a cozy, restful day in. I'm going to read my book, which is over here somewhere. There's a stack of books, but mine is, you can't really see it from that corner. So I'm going to read for a little bit and rest and hope that I can dislodge the thing that's lodged right here, right now, before tomorrow and before Valentine's Day, because I don't want to get worse. My boyfriend has some sort of secret plans and I don't know what they are, but I do have to dress up for it. And so I would like to feel nice and feel good in my skin and not hate my hair when I try to style it. So that's the plan for tonight, and I will check in with you guys later. And hopefully by the time this vlog is actually out, my eye will be in a better state and not doing whatever this is. I'll see you guys in a bit. This girl just climbed up. Hello. I have to sort the stuff I bought and get the little prescription out of the bag. Hello, young lady. Now we've been joined by an agent of chaos. An agent of chaos has arrived. Fake, behave, and be nice. Oh boy. Some chaotic energy we have right there. It is, what day is today? It is Sunday. That is the day that it is today. And that should tell you an indication of how today is going so far. I am feeling really drained. So it's been a struggle. It's 10 a.m. It's been a struggle to get up and go. Today I have to do a few house chores. I have to do groceries, but I told myself that even though I will maybe regret doing groceries in the afternoon, it's a very small shop that I have to do, so it shouldn't be like intense. But if I wait until the afternoon to start writing, any energy that is left will be completely drained. So, in an effort to not like ruin my chances of getting some work done, because I didn't get any work done yesterday. Yesterday was the morning after Valentine's, and that was a lovely experience, but also it kind of threw off my schedule. I also drank a little bit, like very little, and I mean like very little, like less than half of a champagne glass, because I don't drink. I haven't really been a drinker in years, so my alcohol consumption is already very low and my tolerance even lower. But I did have a little bit of the champagne that they gave us, and bubbly drinks always get to my head a lot more than others. So I had weird dreams. I had restless sleep. I didn't get much rest at all on Friday to Saturday night. So I just had no energy yesterday. Then we had a scare with a coworker who we don't really know what happened exactly. He's got some health issues, but he apparently was found unconscious, and it's not my department, but it is my partner's department. So, and he works in my building. So we rushed off to figure out what was happening there because they didn't know where he was. Like emergency services took him, they didn't know where he was. So that was kind of a weird time. We just, like, we were in the middle of breakfast. We were having a post-Valentine's morning breakfast, and got the call, had to like rush out of there, drive across town, get no answers because at that point I was calling hospitals and not finding him. We did eventually find him. Luckily, he's okay. At night, he got discharged, and I was actually like, I found him like right before he got discharged. I called the hospital that I had not been able to get through to, and I finally got through. So they actually like were the hospital that he was taken to. So he's okay. I don't know the full details. I'm hoping that it's something treatable and just a one-off and not something worse. But so that was kind of just like threw us off for a loop. And if you are the kind of person who, okay, camera should be fine now. So it's one of those things where if you are kind of sensitive to big adrenaline rushes, which my body definitely is, that kind of like spike in energy and like go, go, go and do the thing. And then afterwards, it's kind of like a big crash. So that was kind of the vibe that I had for the rest of the day. Like I had a big energy crash and didn't want to do much, just kind of did stuff around the house, did some reading, did some relaxing, but didn't want to do much else. And so today is Sunday, and I told myself I will get back to work. I have pages to edit. So far this month, I have completed 7 hours of edits, and I've talked about this before. It's I'm not doing like page 1 to the end revisions. I'm doing like the sections that I highlighted as like the big deep dive revisions first, and then I'm going back and doing the page by page, you know, like line by line edits, the smaller stuff, and then I'll do like the cleaning up. But for now, I'm focusing on the big stuff. So far I've done, like I said, 7 hours of that, and that has been rewriting the last chapter, the epilogue, and it's not an entire chapter, but most of a chapter. It was about about 10 pages, about 20 pages of another chapter where like a significant catalyst in the story needed to like be revised. It's one of those things where it was like I wrote it in, and then it's kind of like I'll figure out the details and the whys and the wherefores later. So I went back and I did figure that out, and I adjusted like the rationale behind why this one thing has to happen, because this thing is the thing that throws everything else into action. But like the why was still a little bit like that needs to be tightened up. So I believe I have now tightened it up sufficiently where it makes sense. It's a romance novel, so some things are just romance reasons, but I think overall the why this event has to happen makes more sense than it did originally, so that's good. But now I need to continue, find the next set of pages to edit, and that is the task for today. I'm going to try to do at least, I told myself at least 2 25-minute sprints. If I can accomplish just that, I will feel like I got some work done, made some progress, and then I'll continue about my day, do groceries, do meal prep, do all the other stuff, and catch up on all the little things that I haven't quite caught up on because I like this whole week got thrown off schedule, but I have a couple of drafts started, one for Substack and one for the blog, and I need to finalize some YouTube-y stuff like the videos that I have going up, which have no descriptions or thumbnails at the moment, so I need to take care of that too. So that's the plan for today, and I will check in throughout the day with you guys and see how it goes. Okay, so I did 3 sprints. That was more than I planned, which is good. It always feels kind of funny when I do this because editing is a really slow process for me, especially this type of editing. I consider myself a fairly fast writer, delays notwithstanding. Like usually my problem is not like getting the words out, it's for like health and energies, like zapping my ability to like be consistent sometimes, but it's been getting better. It's been getting better. In the last year I've been side tangent, but I have been doing some stuff to address my health issues, and I have seen some changes, at least in some aspects of like my chronic health issues and all that, but that is neither here nor there at the moment. So it was an hour and a half of work, but I only really edited like 3 pages, which just sounds crazy, but that's just like how this goes, because now is when I'm looking at the, you know, like the language choices, the how am I pacing this choices and stuff like that. So I did some cutting. I cut out like a good like paragraph or so from these 3 pages where it was like, well, this is a like a filler conversation, like it didn't really do anything for anyone, let's cut this out. I, like I said, tightened like a very important plot point, which just like leads into these 2 characters coming together, and like the whole why the action of the story comes together happens in this particular plot point. So these last few pages that I've been working on, like that's been the big thing, is like making sure that these points all, you know, drive the story, lead to the rising action, and get these 2 characters coming together for a purpose. So that I hope is now done. Also, you know, I will go back and reread this a second time, and I'll get a beta between here and the final draft and stuff like that before it's like ready to keep going. Like I'll get readers and stuff like that. But for now, it makes sense in my head why these 2 are working on this project together. So that's where that's going. It is 12:16 now. I'm going to take a break and have something to eat because I am getting hungry, which means scouring through my pantry and seeing what is out there. And it does look like it might rain. It could just be cloudy. I have to check and see if this is a rainy day or just a cloudy day. That will, you know, influence how soon or not I go to do my groceries, just to avoid getting caught in the rain. So that is the next steps, lunch and figuring out the grocery situation. I wanted to make a chili recipe, so I need to pick up a few things. I also need to figure out, like, do I want to do an Aldi run? Or do I want to do like a small, like just go to one of the shops that are a little bit closer, but maybe more expensive? I'm thinking Aldi, even though sometimes that way lies madness, because Aldi around here can get a little bit wild in terms of shopping. But it would probably be better for the wallet, especially in light of like Valentine's Day expenses and stuff like that. So I will probably shop at Aldi. Let's be real. That's probably what's going to happen. But for now, lunchtime, and at least I can call this a successful day. It may not be the number of sprints I want today, just because I do have to catch up on so much other stuff. But at least, you know, an hour and a half, that's 3 sprints. I feel like I got some good work done. That's half of what I normally plan for a weekend. Like I try to get at least 6 sprints. Oops, sorry about the shaking. I try to get at least 6 sprints per like weekend day. This weekend didn't quite work out that way. That's fine. There will be more days. I think if I can keep up with the pace. I don't have like this novel, I feel like is in some ways kind of a fluke, in that I feel like it came together much more easily than book 1 and book 3, partly because the 2 characters are characters that I had already like really developed in book 1, so I wasn't meeting them for the first time, and I've kind of talked about that before. So it feels in some ways like an easier edit because the story itself, at least I think, is much more streamlined because I knew a lot of like their backstory, their motivation and all that. Like I wasn't discovering them in the writing, whereas book 1 was definitely a discover them in the writing, and book 3 was a discover them in the writing because only one of the characters was a pre-existing side character and she was a smaller role. So I kind of like, I knew stuff about her, but then, you know, who she was, all the details, developing her personality outside of being a side character had to be developed. So I just, knock on wood, I think that book 2 will be a much easier edit than book 1 was, and book 3 will probably be. But I am hoping for the best, and hoping, like I said, that I could at least get this done in a timely fashion, and my goal being to at least put out books 1 and 2 this fall and winter. If nothing else, if I could just put out book 1 in the fall, even if book 2 is delayed slightly, that's fine, and then book 3 next spring, and that would work out like with the seasonal vibe of the books. They're not holiday books, they're not like winter books or anything, but they do take place in a certain time of year, and I feel like they can be read at any time of year, but I would like to kind of like put them out around the times that they're set, which is a fallish, fall to winterish, springish type of time period. But those are future things to be figured out. But for now, lunch is important. Mission accomplished. He's very curious. Okay, groceries have been had. I bought all the essentials. I'm not gonna do a grocery haul right now because I really don't have the time for it, but I got ground turkey so I can make a chili. And that is the plan. Put these things away, make a chili, figure out the rest of the day and catch up on stuff. Still haven't done the YouTube stuff, so that has to get done too. And I'm thinking I might not be able to get to the blog this week, but maybe I'll do like a very tiny little post update thing. But my goal had been to do weekly blogs. I don't know if I'm going to get to this week, but maybe. We'll see. There's still time in this day. So groceries away, cooking to start. Progress has been made. I feel successful. So this is the turkey chili. I made it in the Instant Pot. It was from the Skinny Taste Instant Pot Taste of Home cookbook. And it gave me way more than I expected. Plus, I have enough ingredients to make another batch. So that is really good. I'm going to freeze at least one of them, maybe 2. Like looking over this, like the servings are even larger than I planned to make them because there was like so much left at the end. So 6 servings, which is about accurate. The recipe did say that it would produce 12, and I did have it. So I have enough ground turkey and pasta sauce to make another one. I would just need to buy the beans and the chili seasoning that I used. Although I could easily make chili seasoning, but this time I just bought the stuff. It's actually really good. I tasted it and it reminds me of the Einstein's turkey chili. I don't think they even make that anymore, but it was like my college meal throughout grad school because it was like the cheapest, most filling thing I could get from the campus like food court area when I was in grad school. So I would eat that stuff all the time. And actually, I loved it. It was one of those things that I did not get tired of, but they stopped making it. And there's only one Einstein's near me, and I haven't seen it there. So I'm pretty sure they just don't sell it at all anymore. But this is a pretty good dupe for that. It's quite nice. It has some green bell peppers in it, which oddly enough, I never remember to put in when I do my chilies. I never like remember to add the bell peppers. I just always add all the tomatoes. And it has jarred pasta sauce, which is also a thing I don't normally add. I also added a little bit of beef stock that I had left over from a previous recipe because I was like, it's just a little bit. Let me toss it in and add some flavor. So that was nice too, but it was not like a part of the recipe. I do not add onions because I can't eat those, but it still tastes really flavorful and nice. So I'm excited to have this for the rest of the week. I've been doing well with making soups for lunch. It's filling, it's quick, and I have a little like desktop crock pot in the office. So I just toss it in there and I can eat my soup and I am happy. My pantry is a mess and needs to be sorted, but that is a project for another day. As my dinner sizzles in the background, I'll wrap up this vlog. I managed to post all the posts I had to post, which is great. I have not yet posted an outfit of the week post. I'm behind on those for reasons. Things have been really busy in the mornings and I just haven't been able to post those on time. But I'm hoping to get back to those this week, and I'm hoping to get back to my regular workout schedule this week as well. Last week was a weird busy/pain week, and this week I'm hoping that I will be less busy and not in pain, which is always a plus. Doing the dental work really threw me off as far as like some of the pain factors. And but yeah, I'm hoping that everything will get back to normal. I'm hoping that I can continue to proceed with the editing, get my 25 minutes a day. That's one sprint, one Pomodoro. That's my daily goal, is just do one Pomodoro. I missed out on it twice this week. On Valentine's, I got some work done in the morning, but then I didn't get anything done on Saturday. Got half of my goal done today, so that's fine. We're still proceeding and getting some progress done. But my goal is to do daily writing, and so I'm hoping that I can get back to that routine. I was really like doing really well with like the daily sprinting when I was drafting. It's always a little bit harder for me to get into editing mode. It's always a little bit like, I don't know, like it triggers my procrastination a little bit more than writing does, but we have to do the thing. The thing has to get done. So that's the plan, is get back to all of my usual daily tasks. And sometimes it's like, oh wow, I have such a regimented schedule, but it's the only way to get things done. So that's the plan. I will leave you guys here. I hope you have a great week, month, wherever you are in the world. Yeah, I'll check in with you guys later. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how your Valentine's Day was. If you did something nice, if you got a nice gift, if you're alone, you know, did you at least treat yourself and have some fun? Valentine's Day is one of my favorite holidays. I am that kind of girl. I'm a Halloween and Valentine's girly. I don't go wild for Christmas or some of the other stuff, but Halloween and Valentine's are my two. Like, yes, they're highly commercial, but I just think they're so sweet and fun. And I just, you know, it's the vibe that I vibe with. So I hope you had a great one. I will see you in the next one. Bye.